Know about you guys, but between the sick kiddos and trying to get everything ready for this holiday, the stress has been very real at my house. It's so real that some days I'm only half ready. Well, in this next interview, I had a million things on my mind that I literally only put on one eyelash. Yep, you'll see what I mean. Here's Nicole McLaughlin from All Recipes with traditional Thanksgiving recipes and, of course, my one eyelash. Thanksgiving can be super stressful for so many people. Nicole, I'm so happy you're here because you're the person who knows how to take the fuss out of Thanksgiving cooking. Tell me about this.
Yes, the holidays, it's time to just have fun. And for me, the first rule of getting into the no fuss holiday spirit is to get in the mood. So for me, that is oftentimes cooking in my pajamas, maybe with a cocktail in hand. You got to take the stress off somewhere, and then you can start with the, official things like planning ahead and prepping ahead and things like that.
Yeah, I love cooking in pajamas too. And you've got a great spread over there, by the way. Like, I am nowhere near that fancy when it comes to Thanksgiving. But let's talk about turkey. Now, what are your thoughts here? Is that the main dish? Is that the best option?
I think chicken's a great choice. Pork, like a pork loin, or even just like a roasted salmon.
Okay, now the sides, you just touched on this, is kind of a big deal. I go with the mashed potato, the corn, you got to have the cranberry on the side. The stuffing is big for me. What about you? What kind of sides do you prepare, and anything maybe that we should try?
Yeah, I love to stick to the classics as well. But what I started doing a few years ago is just kind of shake it up a little bit. You just add one new thing to the table using just fresh things like, fresh produce, carrots, oranges, cauliflower. It just kind of breaks up all those rich casseroles.
Yeah, and a lot of those can be really rich. You're absolutely right. Okay, dessert is something that I'm big on. And I got to tell you, this is because of a bad experience one time when I was going over to my boyfriend's house and I was trying to impress. I left foil in one of the desserts and I blended it. So the foil got into the pie. It was awful. And they unfortunately started to eat it. It was just awful. So I'm traumatized when it comes to desserts. What do you recommend that's easy and delicious that anybody, including me, can make?
Yeah. First of all, that hurts my teeth thinking about your foil. But I always go for some store-bought help, especially when it comes to the dessert portion, because by that point, I'm kind of done. So store-bought, pumpkin pie or any kind of pie, but then you can kind of make it your own by just kind of flavoring up some whipped cream. You can add cinnamon or bourbon and just kind of put a finishing touch on it. And I also love a no-bake dessert. So you can go to allrecipes.com and just, put in the search bar just no-bake desserts and find one that suits you. Those are my favorite kind.
Okay, yes, definitely always a safe bet, and it's going to be good with the no-bake option. I meant to ask you, what are you making?
Yes, I'm making mashed sweet potatoes. So this is a classic dish, but I've kind of put a fun twist on it by using some purple sweet potatoes in addition to the orange. So you're going to cook each one the same way, just in separate pots. And once they're cooked, you're going to mash them up, whip them up with some butter, some maple syrup, a little milk.
Oh, yes.
And then we're going to put the two together.
Oh, yeah.
And then let me show you the purple ones are just fun, and they, have a very similar taste. They're a little less sweet, in my opinion. So I kind of love that because it kind of, lends to a sweet and salty sort of combo, which I love. This is one of those things that just looks more difficult than it actually is. So you can just, fool people all day long.
Yes, you can with that. I love that.
And then you just, put half on one side, half on the other.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll just use 2 spoons to kind of swirl them. It looks impressive.
It really does, and I love that it's got the pop of color and it looks interesting. Everyone is going to be cooking. Everyone's going to be trying their best, right? So what about using All Recipes as a resource? What do you like about using that?
You are guaranteed to find something that suits you and your cooking skill level. We've got people like myself and Chef John who contribute recipes on a little bit of a higher level, or just the basic home cook from any state can also contribute recipes. We have over 60 million visitors to the site, thousands of contributors. So you can find something for every skill level.
Wonderful. Well, certainly going to rely on that for the holidays. Nicole, thank you so much for your time today. I'm excited. I'm ready to get cooking.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays without the foil, I promise.
Yes.
Yes, search allrecipes.com for the Big Fab No Fuss Thanksgiving and so many more scrummy ideas right now.